What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. About that daily content thing. My bad. I'm super sorry. I've been crazy busy. If you were following me on Instagram, you've seen that I was traveling in Europe for a little while, got super behind on other work, and had to get caught up. But I'm giving you what you want. I'm coming back with a bang. All of my Turo videos, most people want to dwell on negative things. I tend to drive away from that. Turo, drive away, no pun intended. But I do think that the topic of this video is important, as you see in the subject of my 5 worst Turo experiences. It's not to paint the image that every experience is going to be like this. They're few and far in between. In fact, these again are the worst 5 out of almost 140 rentals. So you do the math, it's pretty rare to come by. But you know, this is a small business. This is your personal car in some cases. This is something you just rent out on the weekend. So I think it's important to know what you could be getting yourself into. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So this will break down the 5 worst Turo experiences I have had now and over the year I've been on Turo. I'm not putting them in any particular order, but I'm saving the best one for last. And when I say best, I mean one of the worst things that has happened to me on Turo. Honestly, you're not gonna believe it, and it's okay. If you go in the comments, be like, you're a liar, I don't believe you. I'm not gonna hold it against you because, like, I still have to think about it. I'm like, did that actually happen? But my first worst Turo experience I've had, this was actually very early on in Turo and got quite discouraging. But I had one of my manual cars that got a delivery all the way at an airport that is about an hour, hour and a half away each way. And the reason that I would do a rental like that is they rented the car for 2 weeks. They pay $120 delivery fee. So doing the math, it comes out to where I'm making over $100 an hour for the time being there. But it's a long trip. So I head down there, I go to meet this girl who's renting the car with her boyfriend. Super excited to meet him. Like, I mean, when I go to an airport, I bring a water bottle. I know they're getting off a flight. If you flew Spirit, you gotta basically pay for the air. So I try to just start the experience off with something good. I get out of the car, I meet him. Hey, how's everything? Good, how's your flight? Yep, so we get in the car and the dude looks down. He's like,
what's this thing?
I was like, it's a 5-speed manual.
It's a what?
I was like, this is a manual car. It shows on your Turo account that you can drive manual. He's like, I thought you meant with like paddle shifters. Oh my God, are you kidding me? So I'm like, just to be clear, neither of you know how to drive an actual manual car. I said, no. I said, okay, you can't have the car. So this became a big deal. They kind of made a bit of a scene in the airport that I wasn't specific, yet, you know, the car says manual. You have to check that when you're booking it through Turo. My pictures show the interior of the car. It's a manual. To break down this story, I got to keep all of my earnings. I was actually surprised that Turo did the right thing by me. You know, it was something that they completely dropped the ball on as the renters. Turo got them another car with another host, but I wasn't gonna drive all the way back up north to come all the way back, give them a different car that was more expensive too. It ain't happening. That was my first bad experience. They're gonna get worse, hold on. Now, this is a freaking crazy one. So, I'm delivering now, number 2. I'm delivering my Mercedes-Benz E-Class to a dude in Delray Beach. He has paid for everything. The unlimited mileage, the post-cleaning trip, which I greatly appreciate, a toll pass, the whole 9 yards. I go down there, I meet him in front of this mansion, and a super nice guy. It actually turns out he is on an NFL team who I'm not going to disclose because just wait, you'll understand why. He was not super famous. He's like practice squad, maybe 3rd string. I don't know. I never heard of him. Anywho, zero communication with this guy. I'm getting multiple alerts on the GPS. He's going over 100 miles an hour. I shoot him a message. Hey man, you know, not trying to be like a micromanager or a permit patty, but you got to keep the speed limit down. It's a felony here in our state. I greatly appreciate it, man. No response. GPS disconnected. So I text him. He says, oh yeah, my bad, bro. Must have fallen out or something like that. Right. So this is a 3-day weekend rental. He apologizes the next morning. Hey, so sorry about that, man. You know, I'm actually headed out of town. We're gonna leave the car on our driveway with a little lockbox with the keys in it. Gave me the code to go pick up the car. Now, when I got this car, I couldn't believe what I saw. I've never done hard drugs before, but I'm pretty sure I found bags with cocaine and crystal meth residue in it. I found bottles of vodka under the seat, cigarettes, tobacco, blunt roll everywhere. It was out of this world. So it got to the point where the first thing I did is I went right to a gas station to just start getting rid of everything. Like, what if I got pulled over and then all this crap is in my car? I'm not going to be liable for that, to me, but the cops probably wouldn't care. So I guess I would be liable. I just did my best to get this car immaculate before I even got back on the road. I messaged the dude, took pictures. I said, this is disgusting. This is outrageous. I know you paid a post cleaning fee, but that doesn't cover this. Sent him over his fee for $250. Paid it. Got a red light ticket later on, paid it immediately. So, at least he kind of did the right thing. It wasn't like some of these people who smoke in the car and then deny smoking. I guess it could have been worse. Number 3, and unfortunately you're going to have this with any business you get into, no matter what you're doing, but you're going to come across rude people. You're going to come across people who think they're better than you. You're going to come across people like you might see down in the comments who think because you're renting out your car, you're some broke bum, and they kind of treat you like crap sometimes. Some of the occasions I come across are when people rent the Mercedes. A lot of times I'll come out, meet them, hey, how are you? And they just kind of like take their Louis Vuitton bags and accompany me to the driver's seat, peasant. And I just give them like this long extended like lunge over their bag. I ain't picking up your bag for you to talk to me like that. That's ridiculous. So not that big of a deal, but it's gonna happen. You just kind of gotta take it. Number 3, this one's pretty simple and straightforward. It's not a long story. They never showed up to drop the car back off. Yeah, they're supposed to bring their car at a specific time, weren't responding to my texts, weren't responding to anything. So after an hour, I called Turo. I said, hey, I'm about to, report the car stolen. What the heck do I do? They said, okay, well, we're going to reach out to the guest, give it 12 hours. I was like, give it 12 hours. Let them steal my car. So I messaged them, pulled it up on the GPS. It was right by my house. I said, listen, I understand you don't want these late fees. I'm coming to get the car, and you're still gonna pay the late fees. They responded real quick. No problem, man. I'm bringing the car over right now. Are you charging me a late fee? I was like, no, they got that. Brought the car in, complete mess, smoked in the car, had to pay smoking fees, and that's it. Now, number 5. Dude, I think about this like on a weekly basis, if this actually even happened, because it sounds made up, okay? It doesn't even sound real. So, this young lady, 19 years old, or 18 years old, something like that. She rents my Fiat Abarth, right? Super cool. Sounds like it's gonna go off to a good rental, no big deal. She's late for her drop off. I go, all right. So I'm messaging her. She's like, okay, yeah, I'm 10 minutes down the street. I'm like, all right, no big deal. Half hour goes by, I'll message her, hey, how far out are you? She's like, 20 minutes. I'm like, okay. So after about an hour and a half, I pull up the GPS, and she is in an undisclosed location, I'm going to say, that's heavily wooded and very popular for raves. I looked it up online, and there was a big rave that weekend indeed. She shows up hours later, gets out of the car with the smell of beer, like old beer, and I just wanted to throw up. Let me explain why it smelled like beer. It wasn't like they had a party a couple days ago, went camp and spilled beer. She was drinking and driving. Beers in the coaster, beers all over the floor. I'm like, she couldn't even think maybe I should toss these out of the car. So she gets out of this car, stumbling around. Oh man, I'm so sorry. How did that happen? The backside of my car over the bumper is scratched up. There is mulch everywhere. And I'm like, what the hell happened? She's like, I'm so sorry, how much is it gonna be? And I'm like, I really don't know yet. Turo will assess the whole thing. Okay, this is where it's gonna sound like I made it up. This is in front of my house. She lifts up her shirt, full exposure, and says, look, I don't want to pay these fees, do you have a girlfriend or a wife home? And I was like, okay. I was like, listen, I'm calling you an Uber right now. You're getting back to your house. We'll deal with this whole thing with Turo claims tomorrow and go from it that way. So I get her an Uber. She went on her merry way. Paid, a few $100s for the damage, the cleaning fees and all that. but I've never been solicited for sex before. Part of me was flattered, but it wasn't for the looks, come on. But anyway, guys, that about wraps it up of the 5 worst Turo experiences. Stay in tune though for the 5 best Turo experiences. And on an overall, like I said, over 130, 140 trips, most of my experiences are really good. I meet super cool people. I've done more business with renters outside of Turo. It's been a pretty good thing for me. So I just know people love to, nitpick at the worst things. It's easy to do. It's easy to get the drama off it. It is something serious you do have to consider. This is your personal car. People are going to be coming to your house. And if you're on an instant booking like me, where you can't really pre-screen them and then approve the trip, you're going to run into some knuckleheads. But anyway, guys, if you found this beneficial or helpful to you, please help me out. Smash that like button, drop a comment below, as long as it's positive, and hit that subscribe button for me. I'm not going to promise you daily content anymore. My bad. But, it's going to come out. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.